Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy birthday, TLC. 24 years. Good morning, Tracy. We're on a new platform today, so pray for my comfort and ease. All is well. I'm in good hands. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, Audra. And happy birthday to you, Audra. All is well. Thank you for those hearts, Bonnie. I'm getting my music together here. Grand rising to you, Linnell. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Good morning, Clara. Maya, my grandbaby. Hi, Maya. I'm glad you're on here. Good morning, Tia. Good morning, Don Don, Mama Bird. Good morning, Dr. Spencer. Y'all hear our theme song in the background? I love you, Lord. You know, that's our song. Happy birthday, Monique. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Gloria. We love the Lord this morning. Thank you, God. We thank you for a day we've never seen. We thank you, God, that even before we rose this morning, you already have a day planned for us that is filled with peace, filled with grace, filled with miracles, which are basically expressions of your love. So we thank you for a new day. We thank you for 24 years of loving at Transforming Love Community. 24 years of transforming. We give thanks, God, that you are our source. You are our supply and our supplier. You, God, you are our defense and our defender. Oh yes, you're the gift and the giver. You are everything. And right now we are acknowledging you as the author, the originator of every good thing that has ever happened in our world. And for this, we do give thanks. Happy birthday, and happy birthday. Well, tomorrow is Monday. And you know, if it's Monday, you know it's soak. It's soak day. That's the day that we go in with Danny, we pray. And again, all of these announcements can be found on our website, transforminglovecommunity.com. Join us tomorrow at high noon, though. And on Tuesday, join me on the Transforming Love Community Facebook page. We're going to have another session with Soul Level Healing, Healing Nectar for Your Soul. This is where we're going towards 2022. It's going to be all about living from the soul, but in order to live from it, we've got to heal it. Thank you. So join us. Then on Thursdays, this coming Thursday, Dr. Anita Caprice, Wellness Thursdays on the Transforming Love Community page. So join us as we are focused on the whole person, spirit, soul, and body. We need our physical edifice, our temple to be well, because that's what keeps us here, a good body, to be able to enjoy the spirit. So thank you all. Now you see, today we're going to have Reverend Lola Wright, and our theme for this whole month is living above the noise. Are you living above the noise? Lola's going to set us on fire today. And next week, we're going to have Reverend David Alt. And he says, well done. All right. So you're going to be here next Sunday. Then after next Sunday, we're going to have Spencer Murray on the 31st and Nicole's First Fridays. First Fridays, the Miracle Club. We love that. We're having a great time at TLC. I'm excited today. I'm excited to present to you all a very wonderful soul who has done incredible things all over the world, really, and not just in the Chicago area. Her name is Reverend Lola Wright. I'm going to read a little bit of her bio because it's quite extensive. Reverend Wright speaks unapologetically, with clarity and with passion. She served for many years as the CEO of the renowned Bodhi Center in Chicago, Illinois. She has taken her work on stage throughout the world as a speaker and a singer. She has appeared at Agape International Spiritual Center, on TEDx, Harvard Divinity School, Havana Jazz Festival. Lola loves nothing more than creating unexpected encounters that shake what you thought you knew. These include more than 300 live events since 2014, including a sold-out monthly experience that brought people together from many countries. Today, Lola connects through coaching and also events and community with people seeking increased aliveness. She is raising 4 creative, brilliant children with a partner who is always willing to ask, what more do we want to create? It is with great honor and pleasure that I present to you Reverend Lola Wright.
Good morning.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Dr. Shahira. I'm so excited to be with you.
Thank you for being here. I love
It
you.
is my absolute joy. What you all need to know is that when I first came into the same space as this powerful, brilliant, extraordinary being, the only words I had were like, who is that? Who is that?
Thank you. Thank you. I feel the same. So set us on
So
fire.
happy. Yes, I will. Happy birthday to the
Thank
Transforming
you.
Love community. As someone who led a community for many years, it is not a small feat to do that and to commit over and over and over again. So to you, Reverend Dr. Shahira, deep bow of gratitude. To the people that you serve, the people that support this work in the world, I just ask you to keep doing it because it doesn't happen unless you show up powerfully. No one person can do this alone.
No.
And, it's so important. It is more important now, perhaps, than ever before. So thank you for staying in there and doing the good work.
Thank you.
All right, so let us jump in. Let us jump in. Not only are you celebrating, but I'm celebrating over here in Chicago. Um, I'll never forget the day I found out I was pregnant. I took 3 walks to the local market to get 3 pregnancy tests to verify that this was, in fact, what was occurring. It started to feel like a drama in my body and in my being. I was 18. I was a baby. I thought I knew everything. And there I was, all of a sudden, unexpectedly pregnant with a series of circumstances that were not at all what my parents imagined for me. My dad made it really clear I was on my own. There was no support that was going to be made available for me. It sounds pretty harsh, but he was doing the best he could with what he knew he had leverage around. And he made good on that promise. He cut off support, and that was it. Tonight, we are celebrating my first child's birthday, and she has been an extraordinary gift in my life. But it was a lot of years of drama. And I imagine you know a little something about that, perhaps in your own version. Ram Dass, I think, says it best. He says it so brilliantly. He says it like this. He says, "You are an entity passing through a life in which the entire drama is an invitation for your awakening." This brilliant being that you see before you was a drama for me, for my entire family. And it was the most glorious invitation for my awakening. So I wonder what is occurring in your life that may seem inconvenient, that may seem dramatic, that may seem disruptive, and how could that be precisely what is needed at this moment in your existence for the awakening that you've called forward? See, you and I both know that nothing is happening by accident or coincidence. You are in this cosmic expression of existence. You are the individualized manifestation of God itself. And in the paradigm of God, in the paradigm of the universe that you and I subscribe to, there is no thing wrong or off course. That doesn't mean that there aren't things that are deeply uncomfortable, that we wish were other than they were. But somehow, some way, that which is occurring in your life, that which is occurring in my life, is divinely ordered for our highest and best expression. So I'm going to ask you during the time that we have together to really dig in on what the dissonance is of your life and get deeply curious on the gift and the necessity that it is. If you are living in a blissful existence and you are having no experience of dissonance in any area of your life, then thank you for being here and you can hold space for the rest of us. I don't see dissonance as a problem. I see it as my edge for growth. You're in a season right now inviting yourself and your community to live above the noise. The primary belief that most human beings have around dissonance is that it is a problem to be avoided and numbed from. But you have the opportunity to look at every area of dissonance in your life, breathe with it, and really ask it, how are you for me? How is this entire drama an invitation for my awakening? So I want to tell you a little bit about who I am here to be on the planet and invite you to get clear about your version of this for yourself, because it is, like I said, it is not an accident that you're here. You chose to press into this dimension of reality at this time in the evolution of humanity with all that is occurring on the planet. Why'd you do that? Why'd you choose to come through now? Because who you are, as you are, with that which has occurred in your life is an essential ingredient for evolution, for the expansion of consciousness. So my name is Lola Wright. I am a holy disruptor. I do not disrupt for sport. I disrupt in service of humanity. I stand for personal transformation, and it is always in service of our collective awakening. As you and I do the work within ourselves, it is the most radical thing imaginable. It is absurd that we would think that we can only just tinker with the world out here and expect for things to sustainably and eternally alter. The only change that is ever sustainable is that which comes from within. So remember, when one of us lives more freely, it is not only a gift to you, but it is absolutely a contribution to the greater good. Humanity itself becomes freer. So my commitment is to lovingly guide every being I encounter into discovering their own holy disruption. How are you here to shake up what people think they know in the most loving and kind and curious way possible? You have an internal wisdom, and I would ask you to challenge yourself from a place of loving curiosity. Now, a lot of times we do this work at the level of the thinking mind. And while our thinking mind is incredibly powerful, it has its limitations. So I'm going to ask you to invoke the movement of your body. If at any time while we are together here today, you notice a kind of constriction or contraction in your body, get up and move it. You are made up of three centers of intelligence. We usually focus largely on your IQ, your cognitive capacity, but I will always invite you into your emotional intelligence, your EQ, and your body intelligence, your BQ. Transformation, the ability to rise above the current state of form, resides in an integrated practice, mind, body, and soul. I want you to live a deeply fulfilling and sustainable life that is here to be a contribution. So, when I came across this understanding of the word love from the brilliant metaphysician Rocco Errico, it altered my life. Love in Aramaic is huba, and it comes from the Semitic root ha or hav, which means to set on fire. Imagine that you setting yourself on fire, going beyond the limitations that you know, is the most loving act that you could give yourself and the world. We have this kind of adolescent relationship to the word love. We think of it as kind of like chaste kisses and lace petticoats. We think of it as sort of like a fairy tale. But imagine that you are the raging sea. Imagine that you are here to clear the space of old thinking, of played out paradigms and patterns, to liberate yourself and those around you. Love does not always look neat and tidy. Before something is constructed, it is always deconstructed. We are in an experience of deconstruction as a species right now. With that, it is uncomfortable. There's a fair amount of dissonance. When that shows up, you can either be in an unconscious pattern of relationship, perceiving only ever problems, or you can see the dissonance and the drama as necessary for the awakening of humanity. Love in Aramaic means to set on fire. You are here to be a bold, brilliant presence of love, not one that is neat and tidy, that plays only by the rules that have been prescribed and bestowed upon you by your family of origin, your community, the media, or the world. You have to, this is the moment. This is the moment that we are in. We are in a great awakening, an invitation to go beyond the limited perception of suffering that we have been sort of patterned by. The most loving act that you can do for yourself and for the planet is to set yourself on fire. So I want you to bring to your mind's eye the box that you may presently be living in, the paradigm that you have constructed that may be supported by a series of limitations. Reverend Shahira spoke brilliantly right up at the top that we have to heal the soul, the subconscious mind, the houser of our beliefs, memories, feelings and opinions, the place and space that gets like sand, like quicksand. If we're not aware of what we're swimming in, it's very hard to get out of it. So today is the day that I invite you to set fire to the box that you've been living in. It's time to watch it burn and imagine that we could recontextualize that you may love the box you've been living in. It has served you, it has been necessary, it has kept you safe. And likely there are some aspects of that box that are now holding you back, weighing you down, keeping you from the good that you are here to experience and contribute. So I wonder, what are the limitations, the box that you've been living in? How is it hindering the expansion of love on the planet? See, it's important to get honest with ourselves. The limitations that you experience are imposed and maintained by your system of agreement. Your soul is filled with a set of agreements that either work for you or don't work for you. Likely some of them do work for you. The agreements, the beliefs, the assumptions that may live in your soul may be in service of your expansion, and likely there's a fair amount in your soul that is not in service of your expansion. See, the suffering that we're experiencing on the planet is not separate and apart from us. It's the dissonance that we've been unwilling to deal with in our own being. It's the drama we've been unwilling to be in a conscious and sober relationship around. Can you think of a time that you ignored the red flags in a relationship? You knew he was that way and you didn't look. You pretended like you couldn't see it. And then it went a particular way. Imagine that is what we are experiencing on the planet. There were all kinds of indicators that this dissonance was not going to be able to be suppressed for much longer. I understand that there has been a kind of discomfort that many of us have had real implications from. And here we are. So now what? I want you to take responsibility, if you would, with me. I am not doing this with you. To ask myself, to ask yourself, what are the limitations that I am experiencing? And when would I be willing to consider that I have imposed them and I am maintaining them through a system of agreements that I subscribe to? What do I mean by that? There are 3 steps that I want to ask you to take with you from today. This is, in my experience, this is the most basic understanding of the creative process. Some of you may be familiar with what's called the metaphysical chart. This is my adaptation of the metaphysical chart, the threefold nature of existence. So step 1, get the facts. Be able to make a sober accounting of that which is occurring in your world and on the planet. Then begin to notice the stories that you write about those facts. So there's that which is occurring in your life. And I'd love for you to consider that there is a level of neutrality to that which is occurring in your life. It's just as it is. And then you have perception around that which is occurring in your life, and you write a series of stories about it. When I invite you to slay your stories, step 2, I'm asking you to slay the ones that are not serving you. See, I'm inviting you to set fire to the box you've been living in, and the only way that you can do that is to get really honest about the stories you're subscribed to. Oftentimes, we will maintain and retain stories in our soul, in our subconscious mind, even if they do not serve us, but we've gotten comfortable in our limitations. We've gotten comfortable in our suffering. In fact, some of us don't even know who we are outside of our suffering. Just see, how could that be true for you? And if you're noticing yourself feeling defensive, or you're noticing yourself able to see it in someone else, but not able to see it in yourself, let us breathe. Because this is the human experience. It's not that you're wrong, it's just you're in this earth school practicing awakening. You are an entity that is passing through a life. And the entire drama is an invitation for your awakening. And then finally, step 3, I'm going to ask you to tell the truth about yourself to yourself. What do I mean by truth? I suspect you know. At the core of your being is an aspect of self that has never been hurt, harmed, or hindered, as the brilliant Ernest Holmes would say. There is an aspect to your being that has never been hurt, harmed, or hindered. And that is the one that we connect to when we are telling the truth. Who I am is the presence of all that is good. Who I am is the presence of abundance itself. Who I am is the presence of love. Who I am is the presence of peace. Can you say that about yourself and not just intellectualize it, but actually somaticize it? Get it at the level of the body. Do you get the extraordinary and exquisite nature that is you? And are you comfortable telling the truth about yourself to yourself? Or do you have more practice speaking stories of suffering about you? My guess is, not unlike most human beings, arguably all human beings, is that you were given a series of stories over the course of your life. And at some point, you have to take responsibility for if those stories affirm you, if they are in service of you, if they are the truth about you. And if not, it's like weeding a garden. Don't weed the garden unless you're ready to plant something new in it. It is the greatest waste of energy to weed the garden. If you don't put something new in it, guess what happens? More weeds arrive. So when you slay the stories, the very next thing you have to do is tell the truth. There are 3 dimensions of reality primarily in the human experience. They are oftentimes in the metaphysical world referred to as spirit, soul, and body. Map that onto this. Those terms can sometimes feel too esoteric, so I like to make it real simple. There are the facts of your life. Just the facts. Get the facts. There are then the stories we write about those facts, and that is where the noise resides. You are in a cataclysmic experience on the planet right now. The ability to slay your stories is essential to the evolution of humanity. See, much of existence is caught in a binary model of reality where all that can be perceived is good and bad, right and wrong, vaccinated and unvaccinated, rich and poor, Republican and Democrat. And then, because of the nature of our biology, we perceive threat and we unconsciously go to kill off the threat. That is what we are needing to evolve beyond today. That is why all of this is occurring on the planet right now. It is a choice point. It is an evolutionary trigger in consciousness. It is an opportunity to go beyond the facts and the stories, the facts and the stories, the facts and the stories, and dig deeper into the truth about who you are and what you are, the place and space in which we are all intrinsically connected one to another, bound by the presence of love. You are the transforming love community. In your name is the invitation to set on fire, to go beyond the basics of the binary. Rumi says, set your life on fire and seek those who fan your flames. When you say yes to the bigness of you, when you say yes to the boldness of you, when you say yes to going beyond the suffering stories of your family of origin, when you say yes to transcending the drama of duality, you will be met with resistance. And who will you be in that moment? It requires discipline. We love to talk about the sexy aspects of manifestation and actualization, of transformation and expansion. But far beyond the sexy outcomes is a lot of commitment and discipline, dedication and recommitment to go back to the way you're choosing to organize yourself. And one of the questions that you may ask yourself is, who do I have around me? And are they those who are fanning the flame of my greatness or perceiving my limitation? So here's the thing. You already are hardwired to perceive your limitations. We want you surrounded by the bigness, the boldness, the affirmation of people who want to lift you up. And there will be times where those people will not be around. So who will you be? Transforming Love community, my deep request of you is to spend more time connecting with your holy self than your human self. Not because there is anything wrong with your humanity, but we have lost our relationship with our mystical sense of self. We are so easily seduced by the drama of duality. And imagine you setting on fire your holy purpose, the big idea of life as you. Get clean and clear with the resentments that you're holding on to. Slay the stories of suffering and serve up the stories of goodness, because there is only good that is happening, but it does require your commitment to perceive that reality in every given moment. It is a choice. Tonight, I celebrate my oldest child's birthday. She was in my body, swimming in the fear that I held during that pregnancy. And I have worked with myself, I have worked with her to tend to any impact of that fear that she picked up in utero. Our parents were doing the best that they could, but it's now our responsibility to get clear on who we are here to be. You must live above the noise. There are too many people that are being dragged down by the drama. This life is good. The capacity that lives within you is exquisite. The essence of who you are, the truth of who you are, is brilliant. It's holy. It's perfect. And it is needed on the planet now more than ever. Transforming Love community, I would love to ask you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you're available for that. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And may I leave you with this word of truth, recognizing that the power and presence of all that is good is who I am and what I am. I know that that is true of and for you, that you are the beloved made manifest. You are the infinite in form. And so it is from this place of deep knowing I affirm this holy appointment, this choice that you made to press into this time and space. I know that you have come here to love bigly, to love boldly, to set on fire the box of limitation and free yourself to be joyous, prosperous, free, generous. I know that that is done here and now, that you are here for big things. You are here to live a life you love. You are here to be the presence of all that is good. That is your name. It is your nature. I let this be. I give great thanks for all that is here. I speak a word of thanksgiving for the Transforming Love community, for the 24 years of brilliance that it has served up. The consciousness of humanity is forever altered by the power and presence of this community, for where two or more are gathered, there I am. I am the amplifying, animating spiritual nature of existence itself. Something happens in the group. And for that, we are deeply grateful. The consciousness of humanity is forever altered by way of your practice, and I bow deeply to you for it. I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I thank you for having me. Open your eyes. Thank yourself for creating time and space. Reverend Dr. Shahira, thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for having me with you.
Thank you. Reverend Lola Wright, the Holy Disruptor. Give her a hand. Yay. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am on fire over here. Thank you. Everything you said resonates with what we've been talking about forever. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Tia.
you for having me.
Thank you. Oh my God. Are you on fire? Yes, thank you, God. Bless Reverend Lola Wright, God. Let your light continue to shine around her. Bless her ministry. Give her the strength that she needs to go forward, disrupting as she does. Bless her family. Bless her husband. And we give thanks for this word. We know that it has fallen on fertile soil, and we feel the fire. I'm a living fire. Thank you. Holy, the holy disruptor. We want sustainable change. That's what she said. So the issues that are going on in our lives, what are they? Invitations for the awakening. I was dealing with that this weekend. The trigger was an invitation. The trigger I was dealing with was an invitation for me to go higher. Thank you, Reverend Lola. Thank you guys for supporting Transforming Love Community. We thank all of our members and our friends. And if this ministry is blessing you and you've never given, let today be your first day to give, and give $24, representing the 24 years that we have been serving it up, as Reverend Lola said today. So thank you, thank you, thank you again. Thank you, TLC. Go your way rejoicing today with this new understanding and the instructions that she gave us. We like practical application, so apply it. Get the facts. Look at those stories, right? Slay the stories, and then tell yourself the truth. Yes, I love it. Thank you. I'm going to listen again. Share this with some people that you know can benefit from this message today, so that we can help each other get our souls healed. Because when I get healed, I'm not being healed by myself because we are one. Thank you. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God. Oh God, I haven't said this so long. The light of God surrounds us. The presence of God watches over us. And Lord, you know my heart and you know I don't know it today. Wherever we are, God is, I know that, and all is well. I love you. God bless you. I'm on fire.